Today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the Mattel DC Comics Multiverse Batman Arkham Origins Black Mask. This 3 3/4-inch figure comes with an interchangeable head as well as a hand pistol. It is recommended for an adult collectible, is highly detailed and authentic, and from Mattel. The side of the package features an image of Black Mask there. I actually think that this figure turned out a little bit better than his 6-inch counterpart. The back of the package gives you that same artwork as well, with a slight read-up, not necessarily regarding, well, there's a read-up of Black Mask here, but the primary read-up for Multiverse says, DC Comics Multiverse figures are inspired by comic-based, character-rich entertainment sources such as movies and video games. These figures are meticulously designed to be truly authentic, celebrating the many universes of entertaining DC Comics material. Other figures available, there's the Joker, Batman, and Harley Quinn. And then, for the read-up for Black Mask, his real name is Roman Sionis. Special abilities is crime boss with powerful underworld connections, skilled hand-to-hand combatant, advanced stamina, and endurance. Spot's going to take a break and get this opened up. When we come back, though, we're going to get a better look at the DC Comics Multiverse Batman Arkham Origins Black Mask. There's more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Let's get now a look at Black Mask. Now he's completely out of his packaging. There's probably, to be said, not much going for Black Mask, as basically color-wise, he really only is represented here by white, black, a little bit of gray, and a little bit of coloring that's in the alternate face. Let's have a look at his face. That's the default look of this figure. One issue I have with Black Mask, it tends to be consistent, is that if you look at the packaging, you know what, I just happen to have the packaging right here. If you look at the packaging, Black Mask tends to always be proportioned, well, normal. He has a full neck, shoulders, and full, everything is proportioned to itself. However, when you tend to get them in figure form, for one reason or another, they always seem to give them a really short neck. It ultimately then looks like the figure is sitting on his shoulders, but there's no neck extension at all. Either his collar needs to be a little higher, his shoulders need to be a little sunken further down, but something is killing this guy's look, that he ultimately looks like he has no neck at all. His face isn't bad, if you would like to call it a face. It's more, of course, a skeletal face. Some, unfortunately, well, I think I would have probably made the face just a little bit lighter. Yes, I know his name is Black Mask, but I would have made his face just a little bit lighter and done a little bit more in the way of panel lining to bring out some of those colors. Like even on the package art, his head is just a little bit lighter, but then all the areas, the recessed areas, are shaded in black, so it just really makes a lot of the figures stand out. Like currently his head, other than his eyes, and me tipping it just so the light can catch it, doesn't really look like he's got much in the way of features on his face at all. As for the rest of his body, yes, he is wearing just a white striped suit. It comes across at least, well, it's more cream color than white, but at least it comes across cleaner than the abysmal 6-inch figures that we have gotten with Black Mask, which just ultimately, I think they washed it where a lot of the lines just looked dirty. At least this looks a little more pristine, a little cleaner. It's not white, mind you. It's probably more closer to a cream-colored white. He does have an alternate head. Let's go ahead and pop the head off here. Just like that. And we'll put the alternate head on the neck as well. And I think what I might do is just kind of keep it a little higher up. That's the ticket. I might keep it just a little higher up. That it makes it look at least a little bit better. There he is with the alternate head, which is really not that far off from the existing head, other than the fact that it almost looks like his jaw is just a little bit shorter, but it's really not that much different other than the eyes. I guess there's a little bit, well, that's not true. That's not 100% true. As you can see, like from the back there, there's like this little ledge, whereas on this mask, it's actually divided at the sides, and then he's got little lines extending out from his head. It's actually this, to be honest, is a better looking head, even though I'm not crazy about the red eyes. If I could just pop out his eyes, ooh, that would be gross, and put the eyes in here, this would be, I think, a better head. But also, as you can see, what I've done is I've just kind of kept the head levitating just a little bit higher. That I think it just ends up making him proportionately just a little bit, it doesn't look as off. He does come with one weapon, just a little small hand pistol. One hand is completely closed shut, so no success there getting a handgun in there. But you can easily get the handgun into his one hand. Unfortunately, this figure suffers from the fact that it doesn't have swiveling in the arms. It only has a bend in the elbow, so you can't really bend the arm in that way. But just a quick size comparison to one of the other figures that I just finished having a look at. There is the Detective Mode Bane, so you can see how much different in size they are from one another. A big glaring difference, you would say. A big glaring difference, you would be correct. Just move Bane out of the way there. Now, in the way of Black Mask's posability, his head is on a ball joint, as you already have seen. And yeah, I am going to do my best to try to keep that head a little higher up, just so it looks a little bit better in my personal opinion. Shoulders hinge out. They also allow the arms to rotate around. One glaring issue, sadly, he doesn't have swiveling in the forearm, just a straight hinge. That's kind of a downer. He does at least have a swivel in the wrist, but that may not necessarily help him. I kind of wish that the arm could have rotated out just a little bit. He has just a standard waist swivel. At least he hasn't sacrificed that. Split legs on the hinge there, as well as forward and back movement, a mid-swivel thigh cut, a hinge in the knee, and no posability in the feet just because they are sculpted to the pant leg. The figure is good and bad. I think I actually like this head just a little bit better than the other one, the one that actually came out of packaging. I think he's a better looking Black Mask than some of the other Black Masks that we've gotten, which really, all things considered, isn't really saying all that much. But this figure actually is pretty good. I think by comparison to the other Multiverse figures, he's a little harder to come by. But Multiverse figures, as they are continuing to drop and turn to clearance sections of stores, so sad, you could probably still get this guy for a pretty good price. Would I pick him up? Well, I did actually pick him up, as you've seen through the course of this review. But would I pick him up? I would say yeah. I would say he's still not a bad figure. Even really, you could swap the head out for any number of 3 3/4 figures, and bada bing, you've got yourself a suited villain or hero. Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the DC Comics Multiverse Batman Arkham Origins Black Mask. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Toy Spots heading your way. As always, thanks for watching. See you next time.